Namaste. So today morning, I just wanted to share with you what came today morning. You thought you were thinking in your head. You thought so far, and we all know. We basically think, whenever we talk about thought, we say here. Whenever we talk about feeling, we say here. We don't say here, we say feeling. But this is where we talk about thoughts. And we all know that we are only thinking in our head. But you'll be absolutely surprised. The modern science has revealed something fascinating. They say it's not in your head, in your skull that you are thinking. It's not just the brain. The consciousness, which is the mind, which makes the brain think, it is not contained in our head only. It is a peripheral field of energy. So when I'm thinking, it's more like there is a field of energy around my head, and the whole field is filled with that language, those words, the vibration of those words. You can just imagine, no thinking is happening in a field of energy that is consciousness around your head. So it is not true that you are thinking in your head. It is you are surrounded by your thought in and around your head. And that is something to do with the consciousness. So all our thoughts in the head, in the brain, is creating its own energy field around our head. If only we could possibly have those eyes, the subtlety of our vision, then possibly we could have seen that there is an aura around our head. And in that aura, there is a field of energy. And in that particular field of energy, the thought vibrations are there. And the thought vibrations also they are not just energy in the energy field, but they are thought vibration filled with consciousness. And then again, in that content of consciousness also we can see that it has frequencies. So whatever you and I are thinking at any moment of time, any thought that you can think and any thought that I am thinking, any moment of our life, we are not just thinking alone. That's the point I wanted to share with you in the next few minutes. That we can't think in our head and keep it there tight, only to ourselves, and as if we are not going to share it with anybody else. It's something private, something of my own. We can't do that. We can't do that. This is the beauty of the modern science. I so much am in awe about the findings as the days are rolling and months are rolling. We are finding the entire science of the brain, the neuroscience is coming to tell us new discoveries, new findings, which baffles our mind. That the great rishis and the great seers and sages and saints, those who lifted their mind to higher domains of subtle spiritual realities, who had the eyes, not just the skin eyes, the eyes to see with awareness what exactly is the subtle world around us, how we think, how we are influenced by others' thoughts, how we are influencing others with thoughts, how words influence others, how the words of others influence us, all vibrations. And the vibrations all have their own frequencies, their own waves. So when we are in a meditative state, for example, obviously meditative state is a time when your beta waves, that's a random waves of thoughts normally a person has, at that time it slows down. And it comes first into alpha waves, where the alpha state of mind is when you are not thinking too much, worried too much, tense about something. You are relaxed. You are physically relaxed. you are mentally also calmer. And the moment you are mentally calmer, you'll find that you will not have such bundle of erratic thoughts overlapping each other. You'll find fewer thoughts. And maybe if you are conscious in meditation, in a little subtler level, you can distinguish each thought coming, staying, and then disappearing. You can just track your thoughts. You can see your thoughts. You can distinguish one thought with the other as it slows down. But normally when we just think unconsciously, unmindfully, without any sense of awareness about our thoughts, we do not know what's playing in our mind. That's unconsciousness. But meditation are the moments when we are trying to gradually develop yet another higher skill, a higher life skill, a higher state of mind from where we can see things with a wider spectrum of vision. We can penetrate through many of the so-called superficial realities and possibly lift the veil and see something deeper, as a mystic would do. Yes, we become mystics at that time because the mysticism about this universe reveals to us, tells us, whispers inside of us as if we are suddenly being blessed with some new thought process, some new awakening, some new whispers coming to us. And we get to know many things which normally when we are busy doing many things, we miss them. We just at that time are mere repeating our past skills, memories and things that are just for our day-to-day life. But what I'm trying to share with you is that when we are lifting our mind through our meditative process, through our prayers and gratitude and gratefulness, you are able to slow down your mind. And that's the time possibly you have what we call as peace in life. Because peace needs your mind to be slowed down only when the mind leaves its random field and gradually moves towards what the scientists call as coherent thought waves. Coherent thought waves. When what you are thinking in your head and the vibration that you are creating in the field of energy around, and what you are thinking what you are feeling in your heart, in your entire body, even the vibration around your heart. The moment this thinking and feeling, they are in coherence, they are in alignment. When what you are thinking and what you are feeling, you can find there is a coherence. That means the brain waves are slowing down. And the moment the brain wave slows down, you are accessing within you certain domains, certain areas of your own brain, of your own consciousness, of your own mind, maybe you have not touched before. So this is what I was trying to share with you, that it is a kind of broadcast. It's a kind of broadcast. Our thoughts are kind of broadcast. Every thought, negative or positive, you can't contain secretly inside your brain. It is shared both with all the trillions of cells inside your body and also trillions of species of life in the universe. Look at the beauty of it. Whatever you and I are thinking at any moment of time, don't forget, every thought creates its own vibration. Every thought is energy and every thought has its vibration. And instantly, as the thought appears in our brain, as the neurons are fired, the bundle of neurons starts to work in the same fashion. Or if you are trying to create some new thought, automatically it goes and reaches to all the cells of our body, different organs of our body, the tissues of our body, the molecules of our body, the atoms of our body, at a deeper level to the subatomic level of quantum level of even even the DNA of our body. Through our thought, we are influencing moment to moment to moment. That's the reason I often try to share with everybody more about thought management. Not so much about, kind of stress management, financial management. Well, they are all necessary for our life. Not that they are to be in any way, kind of thought, okay, no. They are all part and parcel of our day-to-day life. But each of them have something deeper with which they are all connected. You can never take care of your stress in life by superficially working with the external part of your life, which you think, if these external situations and circumstances are somehow or the other taken care, if they could be somehow changed. For example, you are going through a financial crisis. Tomorrow you are planning in such a manner that you want to overcome your financial crisis, and you really become a success story, and you have so much of money with you and your financial crisis is over. But can you tell me please that with the financials taken care, could you reach to a point where you are just fine with you and you no longer have stress? Just ask those people. Ask those people who once thought, if I have enough money, enough wealth, then I'm just fine. I'll have no more stress, I'll just enjoy life because I'll have money with me. But the problem with all of them, they will possibly share with you in their own confidence is this, that no, it's not true. It's not true. Money comes, finances are fixed, but then mind is not fixed. Our heart is not fixed. Our thoughts are not fixed. Our emotions are not fixed. These are as if something totally different, and until and unless I have some kind of mechanism, some kind of a skill, which I need to learn as to how do I take care of my thoughts. The most unmanageable, unpredictable part of my life, because what I see is that my thoughts command my world. As I think, so I see the world. If I'm thinking at a particular point of time, if I'm thinking of thoughts which are very sublime and divine and positive and full of light, and at the same time, if it happens that my feeling in my heart, my feeling in my entire body is one of pure relaxation and happiness, that's it. That's it. It is thought related. So thoughts and feelings, they are directly related to each other. So we just can't say that by taking care of my external stress factors, by taking care of my external situations and circumstances and persons in terms of relationships, if I have a very sour relationship with anyone whom I so much want to have deeper relationship with, but still I'm telling you, until such time you take care of the core value of your life, and the core value of your life is nothing but the area of your thoughts. It is what kind of thought you are thinking. It's what kind of feelings you are generating in your body. If the thoughts are mere repetition of some past memories of pain, agony, suffering, and negativity, for example, it could only lead to now and future, both not a very pleasant feeling in your body or heart. So that way, this is very important to possibly understand this, that we cannot think in our head in isolation. We are continuously in connection with, we are continuously being influenced by what we would call is that a field of energy. And that field of energy each brain is generating in this world. So if it is true that what is being thought inside and which areas of the brain are activated, in order to know that, we don't have to put the catheters here and see the brain in action. if they are right here, it still can catch the vibration of what's happening in the brain. So the field of energy is in and around my brain, in and around my head, in and around my so-called mind is all over. Now the thing is this, imagine millions and millions of people, if all of them are in a high level of stress, fear, anxiety, tension. So that is in the air. That is in the atmosphere matter. But imagine every moment, are we not so much exposed to the virus of human thoughts which is sent forth into the atmosphere? Through every thought that is being thought by any individual anywhere in any part of the world, it is all in this space, all around us. This can be called as collective psyche. This is the collective mind. This is the universal mind, you can say, the minds of the hundreds and thousands and millions put together. And we are being influenced by it. But then the only message before I close today is this. We have to be very careful about our thoughts. We cannot take our thoughts so casually. I always have shared everywhere that thoughts are not thoughts. Thoughts are energy, but more precisely, it's an invitation. They attract. As we think, so we become. As we think, so we attract. Like attract like. It is the kind of thoughts we are thinking. It's the kind of thoughts we are nurturing, culturing in our thought process. That becomes a kind of a habitual pattern inside of us. And until and unless those patterns are one of pure, sublime, divine, loving, caring, you can just imagine what consequences it could lead to. Because if it is true, it is the thought which is creating the feelings, so obviously negative thoughts cannot create positive feelings. Obviously, negative thought cannot attract positive possibilities, opportunities, persons into our life, a better relationship into our life. If somebody is suspicious of every other person on earth, if somebody is so jealous about every other person on earth, if there is more thoughts of jealousies and such other negative emotions about distrust, lack of faith, lack of trust, if such kind of thoughts are nurtured in anybody's brain, you can just imagine that even if you are not conscious about it, yet your thoughts, vibrations are sent forth. It's a broadcast. That's important. Our thoughts are like a broadcast. We are throwing it into the ether. And don't forget, this is not just going to go away into the ether. It will connect to its own frequencies. It will connect to its own areas. And accordingly, it will hit there, influence them. So you are either adding to the peace and goodwill to the world and its people and population, and thereby trying to create a better atmosphere in Mother Earth for all the other species of life. That's one possibility. And the other possibility is that unconsciously, driven by your subconscious programs of, by default, autopilot, you are thinking inside the same thoughts of negative vibrations. You are again broadcasting those negative vibrations into the atmosphere and directly influencing thousands and millions of people, though you are doing it in any place, any corner of the world. So this is a very important message I'm trying to share with you, that you just don't think you are only thinking in your head. It's all around you. It's an energy field. Your thoughts creates its own energy field, and thereby it's a broadcast. And if it is true that thoughts are energy field and it broadcasts, what kind of thought you are thinking, that is creating its own energy field, negative or positive, good or bad, one of peace or one of violence, one of trust or one of surrender and acceptance. All of it will depend as to what kind of thought process is going in your mind. So my dear friends, today's message is once again a kind of a reminder for each one of us that we are shapers and creators of our destiny, but we don't stop there. We are creators and shapers of the destiny of the whole of our fellow brothers and sisters all over the world, of all species of life. We are directly influencing all the time through our thoughts. So we can't take our thoughts so casually. We have to take thoughts little, I wouldn't say very seriously, but with awareness, with mindfulness, with meditativeness.